Dr. James Morrison had seen plenty of strange things during his xenobiology research, but nothing quite like this. The crimson liquid in the sealed container pulsed with an otherworldly luminescence, almost as if it were alive. "Fascinating cellular structure," he murmured, adjusting his microscope. The alien blood sample from the recently discovered Vel'thari species defied conventional biology. Each cell seemed to contain microscopic energy matrices that flickered like tiny stars. The research station's alarm suddenly blared, red lights bathing the laboratory in an ominous glow. Through the reinforced windows, James could see their Vel'thari guest, Ambassador Lyraneth, frantically trying to access the sealed lab. "Dr. Morrison," her voice echoed through the intercom, melodic yet desperate. "Please, you must not interact with the sample directly." But James was already lifting the container, his scientific curiosity overriding protocol. The liquid seemed to call to him somehow, its sweet metallic scent filling his nostrils. Before he could stop himself, he tilted the vial to his lips. "That's my blood, human. Stop drinking." Lyraneth screamed through the glass, her ethereal blue form pressed against the barrier. The moment the liquid touched his tongue, James felt it, a sensation unlike anything he'd ever experienced. Warmth spreading through his chest, but not the warmth of heat. This was something deeper, more fundamental, like discovering a new emotion that had no name. His vision sharpened dramatically. The sterile laboratory suddenly burst with details he'd never noticed. Microscopic scratches on the metal surfaces, dust particles dancing in perfect spirals, the subtle electromagnetic fields emanating from every piece of equipment. "What?" James staggered, gripping the lab bench for support. "What's happening to me?" Lyraneth's voice carried a mixture of horror and resignation. "You've bonded with my essence, human. My people, we don't just carry blood through our veins. Our life force contains our memories, our experiences, our very consciousness." James felt his mind expanding, alien thoughts and sensations flooding in like a tide. He saw flashes of another world, purple skies stretching endlessly over crystal cities, beings of light dancing through aurora-filled nights, the weight of centuries pressing against his suddenly fragile human consciousness. I can see your homeworld," he whispered, tears streaming down his face. Not tears of sadness, but of overwhelming beauty. "The singing crystals. The way your people merge consciousness during the harvest of thoughts." "Yes." Lyraneth's voice had grown soft, almost resigned. "Now you understand why we were so careful about the sample. Vel'thari blood isn't just biological material. It's a fragment of the soul itself." James felt his human identity struggling against the alien memories, like oil and water trying to mix. But gradually, something extraordinary began to happen. Instead of one consciousness overwhelming the other, they began to harmonize. "This is impossible," he breathed, looking at his hands as if seeing them for the first time. He could feel both his human analytical mind and Lyraneth's intuitive emotional awareness operating simultaneously. "I'm still me, but I'm also more." "Dr. Morrison," came the urgent voice of his research partner through the intercom. "Your vital signs are off the charts. We need to get you to medical immediately." But James barely heard him. He was experiencing something unprecedented, true dual consciousness. He could feel Lyraneth's curiosity about human resilience, her amazement that his mind hadn't shattered under the weight of her memories. "Your species," Lyraneth spoke with wonder now instead of fear. "We assumed humans were too rigid to survive consciousness merging. We've never encountered a mind that could adapt so quickly." James looked directly at her through the glass, and for the first time since the incident began, she met his gaze. In his eyes, she could see flickers of her own people's distinctive silver luminescence. "Ambassador," James said carefully, testing his voice. It sounded the same, but somehow carried harmonics that hadn't been there before. I think we've accidentally discovered something remarkable." He moved to the intercom panel with fluid grace that was distinctly non-human, yet still fundamentally himself. "What we've discovered isn't contamination. he announced to his startled research team. It's communication. True, complete understanding between species. Lyraneth pressed her palm against the glass, and instinctively, James matched the gesture from his side. Through their shared consciousness, they both felt the same thought simultaneously. This wasn't an accident. This was evolution. Dr. Morrison, his colleague's voice crackled through static. Are you still human? James smiled, and for the first time in his life he felt truly complete. I'm more human than I've ever been, he replied. And something entirely new as well. The unfamiliar sensation he'd felt upon drinking the blood now had a name. It was the feeling of becoming infinite.